You're listening to 1220 WFKN, Franklin, Kentucky, and we are in Franklin, Tennessee at Battleground Academy. A beautiful, and we've knocked it a little bit, Tyler, but it's a beautiful campus.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
A beautiful facility. They have an indoor practice facility for football with, like, lines and everything, which is pretty unusual for high schools.
It's just about nicer than the outdoor field. Yeah, it is nice.
Which begs the question, why can't we get a better press box? But, you know, it's...
I mean, they had a whole radio program playing before the game.
Yes.
It was equally impressive and perhaps, a little over the top.
And now there's a drone flying over the field, so the game is being recorded via drone somehow. So, long story short, Wildcats are going to get the ball, and that's really a nice thing because, as you mentioned, Tyler, you want to get the ball, hold it.
Yes.
And like we talked about last week, into driving points. They did that the first couple of times last week.
Yes.
You're going to have to do it more than twice tonight. Foot to ball, and we are underway. Stutzman fields it in his end zone, so that will be an automatic touchback. And I can tell you this much, the Wildcats will have it at the 20-yard line.
If you're Franklin Simpson, the optimal drive here, you mentioned you want to score points and you want to hold the ball as long as you can. Obviously, you want to get 7 now. If you could bust off a play and get 7, 1-2 plays in the drive, perfect. But if you can hold this ball down between maybe the 7 and 5 minute mark and a half, which means you would sustain a 5 to 7 minute drive, that would be optimal because obviously there are issues that you're going to have to handle on the defensive line, but obviously as well, we're going to learn a lot about this offensive line as this drive goes on. A lot of substitutions, a lot of new guys in there because of injury.
Richardson hands it off to Carter. He's got a little running room right up the middle. And he's out, I think, to the 25. And you're going to hear me say this a lot, folks. We'll see where they mark it, because literally I have to wait till they put it on the scoreboard. I had that one right.
Yes.
He is at the 25, gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats of Franklin Simpson.
And even after that first play, Franklin Simpson taking their time to huddle, taking their time to get up to the line. And that could be a part of trying to establish some stuff with the offensive line. The new guys in there, you don't want to rush them.
Hand off to Carter again. And he's going to be knocked down after a gain of about a yard or 2. It's going to be 3rd and 3 at the 27. So a manageable 3rd down here for the Wildcats. And you look, first 2 plays, Tyler, right up the middle.
Yes.
Probably see something, maybe somebody trying to get outside here.
I think Franklin Simpson sees that weakness. We talked about the size up front. Battleground doesn't have much. And if you're going to go outside, you set it up inside.
And Richardson rolls out to throw. Got a man open, missed him, and he's sacked. Partinger was open.
He was wide open.
And he just flat couldn't get the ball to him. He's hitting the backfield. And the Wildcats will... Did he get the first down? He got the first down.
What?
Literally.
Wow.
Did you not think he got sacked?
No, I didn't think he got to the line of scrimmage.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
There's your first example, folks.
Yes. Hey, and
we'll take it.
Here's our first. We'll take it.
We might have a lot of those tonight.
It was actually a gain of 4.
It looked like a loss of 1 or 2.
Because we're at the 31. He takes the handoff, gives it to the second man through. That's Partinger. He's got some room left. He's across the 40 again, I think.
If it comes to the near side, we have a better view.
A little bit.
It's not saying much.
First down run, nevertheless, for Tetrick. And the second first down of the drive for the Wildcats. He's out to the 44. So, Tyler, that's a gain of 13 on first down.
And back-to-back plays where you pick up the first down, but Franklin Simpson you've already almost taken 2 minutes off this clock. You picked up 2 first downs. This is the way to set the tone for this game. Want to try to pick up 2 or 3 more and got to find the end zone at the end of the drive. Obviously not thinking about scoring yet, but you have to drive to reach that point.
Richardson fakes it to Rogers, keeps it. And he makes positive yards. We'll see how many. He started at the 44 there of the Franklin Simpson 44, and he's at the 47, so a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Right now, Franklin Simpson, it looks like they're just trying to chip away at that front. At the same time, feels like these are some pretty conservative plays. You can tell everything's been focused up the middle, and I think that's right now because those three guys in the middle, perhaps those are the ones that Franklin Simpson have the most confidence in on that offensive line.
And before this 2nd and 7 play is ran, Coach Doug Preston wants a timeout. 9:15 left first quarter. Wildcats on the drive on WFKN. Richardson back to pass to a wide open Parger, threw it over his head. 2nd and 7. He had him open.
That's a throw you got to hit in a game like this.
That's a throw you got to have. Wildcats will now face a 3rd and 7.
And it wasn't even a throw where Luke had to lead him or anything. Teddy had just turned around, looked at him about 15, 20 yards down the field. If Luke just puts it anywhere that Tedrick can put his hands on the ball, that's a first down and much more. Now a situation where you might have to throw it again. Tough spot, 3rd and long.
9:09 left first quarter. Wildcats need a first down to keep the clock moving, keep possession of the ball. Handoff. Harrison gets nothing, and it'll be 4th down. And the Wildcats will send Cole Hollingsworth on for the first punt of the night.
And that's the roll of the dice in a Franklin Simpson offense that normally doesn't throw the ball. You try that deep play on 2nd and long, you don't pick it up. You put yourself in a tough spot on 3rd down. Couldn't barely get anything on the 3rd down play, and now got to punt it away. Did run a little bit off the clock and end up around 4 minutes taken from that first drive, but no points on the board, and that's the most important thing.
Cole has the hike, gets rid of the ball, bounces in BGA territory. I have no idea where. Now they're on the opposite field from where we are, so it's going to be even harder. And to give you an indication of how hard I'm trying to let you
Sally is putting in work tonight, folks.
Let you all know what's happening. I'm standing in a chair over a ledge, hoping I don't fall, because if I do, Tyler, you're coming to my funeral in a few days. But nevertheless, we're trying to do our best for you folks, so just bear with us. BGA ball at the 32, 1st and 10.
And a very dangerous BGA offense, very dangerous passing attack. Got split 2 wide receivers on each side.
Septenfelter hands it off this time. A good run. See if you can hear who had that, Tyler. Caleb C., the running back, starting running back, a 6 foot, 195 senior. He picked up 11 for a first down. We hit the 8-minute mark, first quarter. On a beautiful night, warm night, but a beautiful night for football from Battleground Academy. Here's another handoff. I assume that was Say again. And we talked about this a little bit on the way down, Tyler. Maybe we see Battleground run the ball more than maybe they're accustomed to tonight. And so far, 2 plays, 2 runs.
And against some of the spread offensive teams that they've played, they've had to throw just to keep up with the tempo set in that game. And this might be a game for them facing a Franklin Simpson team and their wing T offense. They might be able to try out a bit more in the run game.
That was a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Now he's back to throw, looking, throws across the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Jad Diab, a 6'3" senior, just out of his reach. Excuse me, that was Briston Bennett, number 6. I thought it was number 8, number 6, but nevertheless it's incomplete. And now it's 3rd and 5. You get a stop here, you're going to get the ball right back. 1, 2, 3 receivers, 2 right, 1 left. And the snap, handoff, first down, close to midfield. Maybe he's in Wildcat territory. He is at the 45.
And BGA doing a really good job of breaking that game plan that we came in expecting. We thought they were going to come out, throw it, and eventually they probably will. But in a 3rd and medium situation like that, you know Franklin Simpson is keyed in on the pass. They're keyed in on Stevens and Hollis outside. Just come back with the run up the middle and the easy first down and a little bit more.
Xavier Shaw in at wide receiver now. He's out wide to the right. Handoff again, nothing doing that time. Wildcat defense led by Chase Gooch in there. It was C again. And Chase Gooch was the first Wildcat on the scene. A loss of 4.
Man.
It's 2nd and 14.
And after that play, don't be surprised. I don't know if it'll be this play, but don't be surprised if BGA goes play action soon. I think they were waiting for that first run that Franklin Simpson busted. And pretty soon, I would be willing to bet their next run attempt turns into a play action.
6:05 left, first quarter, no score. Simpson Helter back, looking deep. He throws it deep. He's got a man out here. Caught. Touchdown, Battleground Academy.
What a throw.
That was Xavier Shaw. I just mentioned him. And that's I don't know what side of the 50 they were on. I don't know if that's a 49 or a 51-yard touchdown pass. We'll call it 49. It was a beautiful pass, as you said, regardless. And a pretty good catch and run after the catch by Shaw. The extra point is up and good. With 5:52 left, first quarter, Battleground Academy 7, Franklin Simpson nothing. We're back after this on WFKN. That was a 6-play, 68-yard drive in 2 minutes and 27 seconds. And the Battleground Academy Wildcats are on the board first, 7-0.
And that was a touchdown throw from Simpson Felter. You're not, we said this all the time with Belt Camp for South Warren. You just don't see those kind of throws often at the high school level. It was just an absolute dime.
Kickoff is away to Stutzman. He catches it about the 5. And he's got a little running room out to about the 20 or 21-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats will start on their second offensive drive of the night.
Cats able to pick up a couple of first downs on that drive, able to hold the ball for nearly 4 minutes. But obviously the goal in this game is to score points. Now trailing 7-0. We saw on that first drive, it seemed like Franklin Simpson wanted to run the ball up the middle. And as I mentioned, right now that may be where they're most comfortable. 2 starters there in the middle. Atticus Allen, he's been healthy all year. DeKyra Spur, he's still there. He's been healthy all year. You had a new center in, but he has had game action now against South Warren. Got to play a little bit against Meade County as well.
Handoff is to Stutzman, I believe. I'm not sure the band is supposed to be playing while action is happening. They are. Gain of 2 for Leo. 2nd and 8 at the 22. And now we begin the process of fighting off mosquitoes here on a 85-degree September night.
They provided us with a tent, but not any bug spray.
No bug spray, no.
That must be a BGA travel must from now on.
Handoff to Stutzman again. He goes right this time and runs right into the
what a tackle.
BGA defense. That was number 5 on the stop, Say. And, man, he just picked Leo up and planted him. No gain, 3rd and 8.
That's running back to running back, too.
I thought Leo had a little room outside, Tyler, and he tried to cut back up, but...
And I understand why he tried to make the cut, because initially Say was blocked, but then as soon as he tried to cut upfield, Say was able to get off his block and with basically one arm pick Leo up and hit him with a Brian Davis spine buster. Dropped him down, and now another 3rd and long situation for Franklin Simpson. We'll see if they try to throw it again.
3rd and 8, handoff. Carter, he had a little running room, but he gets hit short of the first down, and it'll be 4th and short for the Wildcats. Going to be 4th and 3 to be exact, and Wildcats will punt it away for the 2nd time tonight.
I think if Franklin Simpson were about at their own 40-45, they might go for this, but got to punt it this early in the game, especially within their own 30. This is going to be a game where you have to roll the dice eventually. I don't think now's the time yet, but at some point you have to.
Bad snap. Hollingsworth fortunate to get it away. It is returnable. And here come BGA, a flag down, so this is probably a block in the back.
I think it was a crackback. Somebody got busted.
Say had the ball, carried it into Franklin Simpson Wildcat territory, but I think this one's going back.
I think it's going to be a crackback block because normally when there's a block that causes the crowd to roar, it's one of those that now, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it's not going to be a penalty, but with all of the positive safety measures being taken, that's something that you got to throw a flag on because it's one of those blindside hits ball. You know, it looks cool. It could rattle a guy, and it's not really necessary, especially if it's behind the play and everything that's going on.
So that takes it all the way back into BGA territory, and they haven't marked it yet. Now they do. I don't know where. The 44. People are walking by with Chick-fil-A sandwiches. We had a nice dinner at a local barbecue place.
Meade County finally got some competition.
Yes. 3.5 minutes left still here in the first quarter. Now 5 receivers for BGA. Septon Helter back, looking. He wants to throw it deep again. Doesn't have anybody open this time. Now he scrambles, flag down. It's probably a hold. The pass is caught. Some running room. He's chased out of bounds finally in Franklin Simpson territory, but got to believe that's a hold on BGA.
When a play's extended that long, it almost always is.
Pocket collapsed on him, and he did a good job of scrambling, but like you said, most of the time that'll result in a hold, and it does here. So that'll be 10 yards from the spot.
And that penalty was forced by some really good coverage by Franklin Simpson. I saw that 5 wide in the scouting report from Coach Preston. Thought Franklin might struggle against it, but that time really, really solid in coverage.
Back at the 28, 1st and 25. Pass is over the intended receiver's head and out of bounds. So it'll be 2nd and 25.
If you're Franklin Simpson, you have to get a stop here. This is one of those situations. You give up a first down here. I know it's one first down, but this changes the tide of the game. BGA already has the momentum with the early touchdown, but you force a punt in this situation, and you get yourself a little bit of that MO back.
3 minutes, first quarter. Good crowd here tonight. Nice. Franklin Simpson contingent, as always.
There's that trip slip that we saw so much from Meade County that caused the Wildcats fits.
3 receivers right. Septon Helter. Screenplay has a
great catch.
Great one-handed catch, and I don't think he got a lot out of it. But again, rather impossible to see from where we are. It will be 3rd down and long, and critical that the Wildcats of Franklin Simpson get off the field here with 3rd and 19 from the 33.
And once again, great coverage from Franklin Simpson, and that's the benefit of them having seen that trips look so much from the Meade County team. That time, BGA tries to go opposite side with the halfback. Franklin Simpson read right through it because that's something we saw from Opal 2 or 3 times with Meade County. Good job keeping up with the scouting report, showing that you're learning from these early games, and now you need a stand.
Septon Helter wants to throw it deep. He does. He overthrew his receiver there. Could have been a pass interference.
It was close.
Quite honestly, on the Wildcats of Franklin Simpson, no flag, and the Wildcats will force a punt of Battleground Academy.
And the receiver nearly caught it with one hand anyways.
Yes.
It was dangerous. If you're Chase Gooch, who was in coverage in that situation, all you have to do is to prevent that flag from coming out. And any possibility is just turn that head around and show the official that you're looking for the ball. Chase didn't quite do it, and quite honestly, probably lucky the flag wasn't thrown.
The punt's away. Stutzman will just let it bounce since downed by Battleground Academy. And Wildcats, Tyler, going to get good field position. So that penalty really comes back to haunt BGA. Set them way back, and now if you're Franklin Simpson, you got to use that to your advantage.
A couple of penalties that set BGA back on that drive. If it's not for the penalty on the block on the punt return, BGA starting probably about 35 yards out from the Franklin Simpson end zone. But like you said, mistakes made by BGA. This is something we saw in the South Warren game. South Warren early in the game and honestly throughout the game continued to make mistakes in terms of penalties. Franklin Simpson early on was able to take advantage, and this drive in particular, that's exactly what you have to do if you're Franklin Simpson. And they were walking something off for a lot of yards.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. We didn't see that one on BGA.
No.
So that takes it.
They're going to punt it again.
Oh, they are going to punt it again. Okay. And that punts away, and it's a bad one. Well, not going to be a lot of difference. Got a nice BGA roll. And actually, the Franklin Simpson Wildcats might have wound up in worse field position than they had. I thought that kick was going to go out of bounds.
It looked like it. From our angle, anything looked like it went out of bounds if it goes on the far side.
At any rate, Franklin Simpson ball on the 33, so not bad field position to start their third drive of the night, trailing 7-0 with 1:41 left first quarter.
Would like to see Franklin Simpson get back to that inside run. Had a little bit of success with it on that first drive. Then try to work your way outside. There's a reason that for so many years we've seen fullback up the middle, then that explosive back around this outside combo for Franklin Simpson.
Handoff to Connor Rogers, and he fumbled the ball. Picked up by Battleground, and they have it. And that's a costly turnover in Wildcat field position.
BGA Wildcat territory.
Yes. Yeah, you asked me how many times I was going to get the Wildcats confused tonight. Several, I'm afraid. So BGA has it, 1st and 10 at the Franklin Simpson 29.
And that play they tried to run a little end around, so the first handoff didn't go to Connor, but then he got the second one quickly as the first back went through and just maybe too much confusion, never really got a grip on the ball.
Handoff here. Say, I believe. Yep. C, they're saying C. So I say, they say C, we'll say C.
I feel like the first time they said his name, he said say.
That's what I thought. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the 26. 1 minute left first quarter.
And this is that Auburn formation they're running now that I really like. An extra blocker in the backfield hidden between your tackle and guard.
They hit the slot receiver, and he doesn't think his knee hit. I was wondering if it did. The officials will say that it did. That was Garnett Hollis Jr. And it's a first down, nevertheless, for BGA. Gain of 7. It's 1st and 10 at the 19.
And here's that formation once again, exact same formation they just had. They've got an extra back sitting right behind the tackling guard on our left side.
Back, throw it, end zone, corner, overthrew his intended receiver.
He's going for Hollis again. They like that matchup.
That'll be 2nd and 10. With 18 seconds left in the first quarter. A slow first quarter. Partinger was in coverage for the Wildcats of Franklin Simpson.
And Hollis out of the game, so he'll at least for now get a break from that matchup. Stevens in the slot, left side. Keep your eyes on him if they drop back to throw.
Diab out far right, looking this way, in the middle, slot, caught. That was Stevens.
I called it.
And it's a first down at the 3 or 4 yard line, right here in, I say reluctantly, in front of us. It is at the 3, and I believe that'll be the last play of the first quarter. It will indeed. We've played 1 quarter from Battleground Academy. BGA 7, Franklin Simpson nothing. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFKN.
And you need something. After that fumble from the offense, this might be one of those games where the momentum might have to come from the defense, which is a tall task against this BGA team.
They're not going to get a playoff.
I don't know what they were doing.
And well, the officials are talking, though. So I guess the play clock doesn't mean anything at that point.
No.
They were having a conference. I don't know what that was about.
Not sure why. Unless there was a flag that we didn't see and then it was picked up. I don't know.
All right, second and goal. A long way away from us. Septon Helter has it. And he's hitting the backfield. I think he kept it. I can't tell if he handed it off or not. Or maybe they were running the Wildcat. Who had that?
It was C.
It was. They were running the Wildcat.
Whoever it was went nowhere.
To C, and he didn't see the end zone. And it's going to be
much.
And it's going to be third down all the way back to the 7. Third and goal at the 7. If you can hold to a field goal here, you consider that a win from where this drive started if you're Franklin Simpson.
And right now I'm watching Hollis lined up far left, might go for a fade. We saw it earlier before the quarter ended.
Septon Helter looks right. He's feeling pressured, gets rid of it, throws it in the corner. It's caught. Touchdown, BGA. I can't see a number.
Stevens.
Antonio Stevens scores from 7 yards out. So that's 2 touchdown passes on the night. Extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick is up, and it's good. And with 11:06 left, second quarter, BGA leads it 13-0. We're back after this on WFKN. That was a 7-play, 29-yard drive in 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Kickoff is through the back of the end zone this time. And the Wildcats will start at their own 20. $14-0, BGA leads it. Now if you're Franklin Simpson, Tyler, I think you need to get some points on the board. Or you're going to run the risk of this thing getting away from you. This BGA offense looks just basically almost unstoppable. You really need to get some points up.
And if you're Franklin Simpson, you mentioned the word their offense looking basically unstoppable. I think Franklin Simpson might need to get back to the basics. We haven't seen that inside run really at all since that first drive. I don't know why that's been scrapped the last 2 possessions, but a 3 and out and then a fumble after that. Want to establish the inside again, then you can try to cut things back outside and go for that big play that you need to get back in this ball game.
Pitch over to the right, that time to Gooch, and nothing going on. Did he get back to the line of scrimmage? He gained 1. Okay, so 2nd 9 at the 21.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we're going outside so much, but obviously there are things that Coach Cheney and Coach Preston know that we don't.
Absolutely.
But with the success of that inside run, at some point, got to figure the Wildcats are going to try to go back to it, or maybe with the current state of the offensive line, they feel like their strength is outside. Who knows?
At least people wave at us when they
That's
walk
true.
by. I don't know if they feel sorry for us or what. Handoff was to
was Finch, I believe.
Gavin Finch, I believe you are.
Surprised he didn't bust that one off for 30 or 40. His average is going to plummet. I mean, gosh.
That was Gavin. And we'll see what he gained as soon as we have to depend on the scoreboard.
Yes.
3rd and 8, so he gained 1. 3rd and 8 at the 22. Now you're behind the 8 ball if you're the Wildcat offense. 3rd and 8.
Figured you have to throw it here. And they've had some opportunities in the passing game. Had one big throw miss. The other one, was also missed.
Richardson is back to throw. Looking left, screen play. He's got a man's caught. I believe that's Gooch, and he just can't get away. Rogers. Connor Rogers actually on the catch. C is everywhere. He made that tackle. And the Wildcats will punt it away for the third time tonight.
And I guess after the first two downfield passing opportunity play calls that Franklin Simpson had, the first one where Luke just didn't make the third downfield, Tedrick had a ton of space to work with. Luke kept it himself and ultimately picked up the first down.
Yeah.
And then the second one where, once again, it was Chase, and he was wide open. Luke just straight up missed him. Perhaps the confidence just not there to try and throw it deep and roll the dice.
Snap is back. Cole is rid of it. Fair catch called for. That was Diab on the catch. And BGA will have good field position here to start this drive with a 14-0 lead. South Warren 30, Warren Central nothing with 3:25 left in the first quarter. Start of the second quarter, two Franklin opponents. Glasgow 15, ACS nothing.
Been a tough season for ACS. You talk about a team that was expected to take the next step and really be there with Franklin Simpson in this district, which, I mean, none of that's panned out so far, but just a tough start for them and Franklin Simpson for that matter.
Handoff to C as the BGA Wildcats started at the 49. He only gained one down to the Franklin Simpson 48. So they start another drive in Franklin Simpson territory. Eight 18 left before the half. Septon Helter has it. Handoff. No, he kept it. Now he's going to throw it.
Little RPO.
And catches it and runs out of bounds. I think that was Bennett. We'll wait for the announcement. The gain of 7. It was Bennett. It's 3rd and 1 at the 40.
Tell me, Brian Talley, how often you've seen an RPO run-pass option run at the high school level?
Nah, probably on one hand I could count how many times I've seen that. He executed that one well.
Yes.
And he leaves his team with a short 3rd and 1.
It was almost like a triple option the way they rolled him out of the pocket and used the receiver as that third option.
And he shovel passed this time. We're seeing a little bit of everything.
Yes.
To see, and he might have another first down. He does have a first down. So he goes for 11 to the 29. And BGA right back in business, leading 14-0, 7:45 left second quarter.
I mentioned when you look at their playbook, a lot of similarities to what South Warren runs. And when I looked at their playbook, I said, man, this reminds me of a Gus Malzahn kind of scheme. You got guys everywhere. And it's set up to where you can, like you mentioned, do a little bit of everything. And so far, that's what they've done in this one.
The handoff, C, and he's got a lot of running room this time. He might score, and he does. C goes in from 29 out. I think it was C anyway. And pending the extra point.
They were chanting Sean Williams of the students.
They were.
That might have been who it was.
So it must have been Sean Williams.
The students are helping us out more than the PA.
The PA never, he announced it, but I have no idea what he said. The extra point's good. And with 7:20 left before halftime, BGA 21, Franklin Simpson nothing. We're back after this on WFKN. 4 plays, 49 yards in just a minute and 29 seconds. A 29-yard touchdown run by Sean Williams. After the extra point, it's 21-0 BGA. Kickoff is through the back of the end zone one more time.
This kid's got a leg.
And the Wildcats will start at the 20. I want to see his number. I think it's number 10. Can you see his number running off the field right here with down here by himself?
Yeah, it is 10.
Okay. I want to give
Jack Sauter is his
give
name.
that kid some props.
He is a kicker.
Jack Sauter.
You know he's good when on Max Preps he's got the thing that pops up as a kicker that says view Jack Sauter's videos.
Oh, wow.
You know he's good.
He's 5'10", 165. Guess what? A senior.
Yep.
This is a veteran BGA team, but as we've talked about a couple of times, having experience is one thing. When you're good, that's something totally different. Here's a nice run for the Franklin Simpson Wildcats.
There's that run up the middle again. Haven't seen it for the last few drives. Got back to it that time to start the drive and looked like a nice little gainer to start.
I don't know who it was. I couldn't hear. It's second down. He didn't get the first down, but we'll see where they mark it. Now we blow play dead while the officials talk.
Not sure what about.
I'm not either, and they're still talking. Now I was going to say the back judge is going to walk back to his spot. Now the referee does. Now the ball's going back. So it must have been a penalty on the Wildcats of some sort.
Would have been nice for them to let us know that.
And that brings it up to 2nd and 18 for the Wildcats with 7 minutes left before the half. And we don't know what yard they're on. The scoreboard does not say. So
should be on the 12.
Should be on the 12 by your math.
They started on the 20.
Okay.
Lost at the
It says the 14. Now
so then they're going to have to switch it. There we go.
Now it's 2nd and 14. Handoff. Good run for the Wildcats. That was Stutzman. It was 2nd and 14. He gains 5. It's 3rd and 9 at the 21.
So if that first play resulted in a loss of downs, then it had to be some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct or personal foul that was called, and I didn't see anything unless something was said late. I didn't even see a flag thrown.
No, I didn't either. But granted, we're so far away.
That's true.
We may miss it. 6:05 left before half. Wildcats want to throw it this time. Richardson's pass is incomplete on 3rd and 9. It falls harmlessly to the ground. And the Wildcats of Franklin Simpson will be forced to punt again. Carter was the intended receiver.
For a second, it looked like the offense wasn't coming off the field, but now here they come as the punt unit comes in. I understand the 3-score game, but I was a little surprised that they were going to go for it there. Franklin now has not had a first down since they picked up 2 on back-to-back plays on their first drive. Since then, 3 3-and-outs and a fumble.
Punt is away and caught and then quickly tackled by Chase Gooch.
It was really good timing. As soon as the ball hit his hands, Chase wrapped him up.
Surprised the young man didn't call for a fair catch, but at any rate, it's good field position.
Once again.
Again for the BGA Wildcats. They'll start at the Franklin Simpson 45 with 5:49 left.
Makes 3 straight drives now that BGA has started in Franklin Simpson territory. They started the Franklin Simpson 29, scored on a touchdown pass, started the 49 last drive, scored on that touchdown run. Now starting at the Franklin 45.
Handoff is to number 2,
That's
Sean Williams again. He had the 29-yard touchdown run. And he has a first down, gain of 10. And see, from here, Tyler, I would not have thought he ran 10 yards.
No, not at all. I think we're both just waiting to see if the chains move.
I kind of wait to see if the referee does this. If he does this, I know they got enough for a first down. First and 10 at the 35. Septon Helter has it, keeps it. Now RPOs it, throws it. It's caught. Good gain. Think that was Diab again. We'll see. It was either him or Bennett. Bennett, okay. They're 6 and they're 8 on their jersey. Looks a lot alike. It's another first down. And they're just racking them up down to the 21-yard line.
And Felter, he does such a good job on that RPO of holding the ball as long as possible.
Yeah.
You see it in a regular triple option, if you ever watch Georgia Tech, Army, one of those teams play. WK, well, almost everybody back in the day ran that triple option. As the quarterback, your job is to hold the ball as long as you can and then try to make the pitch as the defender reacts. So far, so good on that front for Felter.
Handoff this time. Doesn't go for much, I don't think. That's Williams again. Jack Harbaugh was asked one time, Tyler, why he didn't throw the ball much. And he said, well, when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. Either an incompletion or an interception.
Hey, that's good logic.
So he figured by the percentages, it made sense.
Yeah.
So
2 out of 3, that sounds efficient to me.
And it won him a national championship.
Yep, it did.
So 4 minutes to play.
Seems to be working out pretty well for BGA and how they're using it.
Septon Helter back to throw this time. Looking in zone. Doesn't have a man there. Franklin Simpson Wildcat is there. Is that ball picked off?
No.
Incomplete. Okay.
Would have been a fantastic one-handed catch.
And I would love to give the Wildcat credit, but I don't know which one it was.
But now BGA, a 3rd and 9 situation, another one of those spots that Franklin Simpson defensively has to pick up a stop.
Yep. Septon Helter back to throw, looking in zone, got a man there, caught, touchdown, BGA.
And there's Hollis again.
Garnett Hollis reels in a 20-yard touchdown pass with 3:43 left in the second quarter. Garnett Hollis' first touchdown of the night. Extra point time for Souter. Kick is up, and he kicked it on the baseball field, I think. And if you knew how far away the baseball field was, you would know how impressive.
As good as this team is, the kicker might be the most impressive player of all of them.
Extra point is good. And it's 28-0. We're back after this on WFKN. All right, 2.
In the building back here.
Could be. Or maybe he's been told not to kick it as far over here because the wind's in the way.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Kickoff is through the back of the end zone one more time.
What's new?
From Souter. And the Wildcats will start at their own 20-yard line, trailing 28-0 with 3:43 left before the half. I think as a team, Tyler, this is the best team we've played.
Yes.
As a team.
South Warren, I think, probably has the most overall skill.
Yeah.
But BGA has the experience, as you mentioned, to go along with the talent.
Yeah, South is young still.
Yes.
Now, in a couple of years, this is potentially South.
And we mentioned the scheme as well. Schematically, they're next level.
Yeah. Handoff for Franklin Simpson. They started at the 20. That was Partinger, I think. It was. And he got 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Might be the biggest gain in three or four drives.
It's been a while, Tyler.
And if you're Franklin Simpson, at the very least, to try to get some kind of confidence, some kind of momentum back, want to try to pick up a first down on this drive. You know, you want to take it a touchdown at a time to try to get back in the game, but right now, one first down at a time is how I take things.
Handoff this time to Partinger again, I think, and he's got a Wildcat first down.
There we go.
If nothing else, you just don't want BGA getting the ball back before half.
Right.
Quite honestly. You're at 2:50 now, clock runs.
And it does something for you as a team mentally when instead of your last first down coming on your first drive of the game, here you've got one on your last drive of the half and perhaps with the chance to pick up some more and try to get something going into halftime.
Richardson wants to throw, and he wants to throw deep. He's looking. Pass is picked off.
What a catch.
What a catch is right.
Wow.
That was Bennett, Briston Bennett. That young man's been all over the place tonight. And we've talked about it. They don't have a lot of players. They play a lot of guys both ways. But, man, that first 11, those 11 could play literally either side of the ball, obviously, and they're really good football players.
I mean, and we've talked about this off the air, on the air, certain points. Tennessee is known for its high school football. To be a top 20 team, regardless of class, in the state of Tennessee is impressive in itself. And like I said in the pregame, they beat Father Ryan, who came up to WKU and beat Bowling Green to start their season. So we knew how good this BGA team was in terms of statistics, in terms of who they've beaten, but to see it in person is another thing.
Septon Helpter hands it off to C. A.J. Burr in there for the Wildcats. They're actually close enough. We can see who makes the tackle for a few minutes. They are going away from us again.
It's actually BGA's worst starting field position of the night.
Yeah, Septon Helpter feeling pressure. Gets rid of it. Man wide open. It's caught. That's
what a cut.
Again, and he's upfield across midfield. And a BGA first down and a whole lot more.
Every other play, someone does something that makes you just sit and go, wow.
All the way up to the Franklin Simpson 44, so a gain of 26, if my math is correct. And now they're going to get serious about trying to score here before the half. 1:40 left. Septon Helpter back, looking, wants to throw it deep. He does. He throws into double coverage, and I think it's picked up. That time it is. So BGA gets a little greedy, picks it off for the Wildcats. I think that was it Partinger?
Looked like it.
Yep.
Yes.
Tetrick Partinger on the interception for the Wildcats. And that will negate a scoring opportunity for BGA. And our Wildcats will get it with 1.5 minutes left before the half.
Brandon and Franklin Simpson is pinned at their own 6.
Yes.
But BGA doesn't score. And that in itself will give you some momentum going into half.
Handoff. Don't know who it was, Tyler. Don't think the PA guy does either. Carter. Malik Carter. They are literally as far away from us as they can get right now, so just bear with us. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you can see the position we're broadcasting from on my Facebook page.
If you follow Tally on Twitter, you can see how happy we were with it.
Here's a nice run. Here we go. Bring it toward us. Is that Partinger? No, that's Harrison. Omar Harrison with his biggest offensive run of the year. He goes from the 10 all the way up to the 45, 48. So a 38-yard run by Omar Harrison, the biggest play of the night for the Wildcats, and they'll call a timeout with 45 seconds left.
And now all of a sudden you rethink the game plan, because I think coming into this drive, the plan was at your own 6, just don't get a safety, try to run out the clock, get into halftime. But now an opportunity, if you're Franklin Simpson, perhaps Well, not perhaps. This is the best scoring chance that you've had all night.
Yes.
And they have been few and far between. As we mentioned, the first drive, Franklin Simpson picked up a couple of first downs. Takes them until around 3 minutes left in the half to pick up their third, and then immediately after that, there's a Luke Richardson interception. Now, if you're Franklin Simpson, you've got a chance. We talk about building momentum, building confidence going into the half. Nothing would do that like a score and a complete drive going into halftime.
You score here, it kind of changes the game, really. I mean, the mindset anyway.
And it's really important when we go back and look at the kickoff. Franklin Simpson received. So BGA and that offense gets the ball first to start the half. You want to try to put up some points before they get another crack at it.
We'll see what the Franklin Simpson Cats do. Richardson back to throw, looking, screenplay. It's caught, but nowhere to go. That was Connor Rogers, I think, on the catch. It was. And that's actually for a loss. We got a loss of 4, so it goes back across midfield to the other 48. So the Wildcats were in BGA territory. Now they're back in their own territory with just 10 seconds left, and we'll see if this is the last play of the half. Handoff, no, keeper, and that'll do it. We come to halftime here at BGA. The BGA Wildcats lead our Franklin Simpson Wildcats by a final score, not final score, halftime score of 28-0. Your halftime stats and information brought to you by HG Staffing and Ruby Branch Farms. Tyler, we'll be back with a look at some of those numbers right after this. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFKN. Allen County obviously struggling. Russell County doing a couple of good things, but but they're on the other side of the schedule. They've not played anybody yet, and of course Warren Central still trying to get that program back up and going. So it may be a little bit more interesting district race this year than what we had originally thought it might.
I mean, it's looking like after tonight, Russell County is going to be 4-0, and then the other 4 teams combined are going to have 1 win. 3 winless teams: Warren Central, Allen County, Scottsville, and then Franklin Simpson, barring a miracle, which we wouldn't mind that at all.
Absolutely.
He's sitting there 1-2. They'll probably 1-3 after tonight. But all that said, it comes down to those 4 district games. Those are the games that you got to win. You hear it in every sport, the games that you look forward to every season. Now, is it tough to start a season 0-4?
Absolutely.
Yes, but you're going to have a chance. Homecoming coming up next week against a Russellville team. They're getting pounded right now against Logan County. You know, not to mince words or anything, but that is a Russellville team that Franklin Simpson should beat, and they should beat them pretty bad. It's going to be a big way to build some momentum heading into what will be the most important games of the season, those 4 district matchups.
BGA has it at their own 20-yard line to start this third quarter. Crowd a little smaller here to start the second half, especially on the BGA side. Septon-Helter out to pass, rolls out in trouble, throws it out of bounds before he takes a sack. And it'll be interesting, I think probably 1 score, and we see a new quarterback probably for BGA.
Well, they would have to convert the 2-point conversion to enact that running clock.
So there'd be a running clock, yes.
Yes. Which I would assume, and most teams do this, until they get to that point, the starters stay out there.
Yes, and it's, you know, anymore, we've talked about this, it's not really a sign of disrespect.
No.
To be throwing the ball up 28-0 third quarter.
It's strategic.
Like I've said, in my day and time, you just would not have done that, especially a pass like that. You just would not have done it, but now with the running clock, it's really changed sportsmanship a little bit, but everybody understands it at the same time. That pass incomplete as he looked deep down the field. Gooch in coverage for the Wildcats, and it's 3rd and 10. So,
and there's a flag down, too.
Okay, I missed that one. Yeah, there it is. I had every intentions of bringing binoculars tonight, and I did not do it. I think they said holding against BGA, so it'll remain 2nd down if the Wildcats accept the penalty. They do. Must not have been holding because it's just 2nd and 15. But at any rate, 2nd and 15 back at the 15.
That's a tough choice as a coach to take those extra 5 yards or take 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 sounds better. Simpson helped her back to pass. He's being rushed. He flushes out. Now he's going to keep it. And he might have got a little bit. Again, I don't know.
Simpson Culture keeps. Force out of bounds by Hardinger. Loss of 5 on the play. 3rd and 20 for BGA.
Now the decision pays off that we talked about. It was either you had a 3rd and 10, you take that penalty and you turn it into what would have been a 2nd and 15, and if BGA can pick something up there, then it comes back to bite you in the butt. But Franklin Simpson able to force the 5-yard loss. Now 3rd and 20 that BGA faces, and as good as this offense is, play clock's running down too. They barely got it off, but this is a team that's certainly capable of picking it up in a pass play down the left side. They don't get it. It's going to be short of the chains by about 10 yards, and BGA will have to punt it away. 11:26 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
I'm back, and thank you, Tyler. We were having a couple of technical difficulties back at the station, and it is a timeout to BGA. So while we're doing that, I will just let everyone know there's probably some static you hear tonight. We have ordered a new transmitter, $20,000 worth of transmitters, as a matter of fact, and we ordered this thing probably 10 weeks ago, and it was supposed to take 4 to 6 weeks to get here.
Did you not use Amazon Prime?
They told us yesterday that it's somewhere between wherever they make it and Franklin. So
that's always good.
At any day now, we will have a new transmitter, and you're going to be amazed at the sound improvement that you hear from our little old station. But in the meantime, you may be getting some static tonight, so if you are, just bear with us. We have a resolution to it. It's just slow to get here. So the punt is away, and Wildcats are going to wind up with good field position here. And Tyler, again, we've talked about it. 11, why is the clock still running? That clock ran 5 seconds off after the whistle blew, so a little...
is that Adam Dobbs?
Dobbs must be in the press box. At any rate, you've got time here, good field position. If you go down and score, it's just a 3-score game, and, you know, anything can happen from there. You're not out of this one yet, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right, it's by far the best starting field position that Franklin Simpson has had tonight. And it's one of those situations, if you're the Wildcats, we talked about at the end of the first half, you just want to have some takeaways. At that point, we were saying, man, you want to take something into the second half. At this point, you want to take something moving forward into the rest of the season. And we talked about this in the South Warren game. We talked about it previewing this game. You are not going to see anybody on the rest of the schedule in the regular season come playoff time that it is as good as this battleground team, that is as good as the South Warren team that Franklin Simpson saw last week. These teams are just much better than any squad you're going to see in 4A. Maybe Boyle County could end up being the exception to that. But I'll tell you, the talent that we have seen the last 2 weeks, the skill that we've seen the last 2 weeks, Franklin Simpson is prepared for just about anything in terms of skill, in terms of play style now moving forward for the rest of the year. There is not any level of talent that they will not have seen moving forward.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a 3rd and short for the Wildcats, 3rd and 4 to be exact, into BGA territory at the 49. We do thank those who couldn't make the trip down tonight for joining us on WFKN or on Network 1 Sports. One thing I've learned, Tyler, there's always somebody listening. and take it to the bank. Partinger.
Nice cut.
On the left end. Probably has, or no doubt has a first down and then some. And that's one of Tedrick's better jaunts of the night.
Partinger on the carry. Right down by Bennett. That's enough for Franklin Simpson. First down.
And official timeout. And what I was going to say there, Tyler, one thing you don't want to see, and we've not seen it yet, and I don't think we will from a Doug Preston coach team, but for a program that has lost, a total of 4 games the last 2 years combined, is now going to lose their 4th game potentially.
Five losses over the past 3 years.
True. Potentially going to lose their 4th game here tonight. Obviously, still some game to play, but if they do, I really haven't seen any, heads hanging or any doubt from this team and this coaching staff. They know that things get easier after tonight, as you mentioned, and you've got to keep some guys healthy. But you got to keep them. You got to keep their heads up too. Like I said, for a program that's not used to losing, it would be very easy for them not to handle that well.
And here's what we have to realize as fans, that we see 0-4 and we panic, but we have to realize that Russellville's coming up for homecoming. Then after that, I mentioned ACS hasn't won a game, first district game. They're coming up after that. Then you go to Russell County. They're undefeated, but they haven't played anybody. Then you got Warren Central. They haven't won a game in years. Warren East, they've just won 1 game, and their coach said he doesn't know if they have 2-3 receivers that know how to catch the ball. So there are a lot of things that you have to keep in context with this team, and the most important thing, and I touched on this earlier, there are 4 games on this schedule that count so much more than any other game. You want to win them all, but there are 4 games that you have to win, and those 4 are ACS, Russell County, Warren Central, and Warren East, because those set you up to make a run when playoff time comes around. And those are 4 games at this point, even with an 0-4 start, I think we can all look at them and say they're very winnable. I think in all 4 games, regardless of Franklin Simpson being 0-3, 0-4, they'll probably be favored in all of those 4 games to win. So like you said, you got to take something from every game and move forward knowing we have played the toughest part of the schedule here. We've had our biggest test already out of the way. Now let's move forward and show that we've learned from those games.
Leo Stutzman with a first down run, and Wildcats finding a little success going around left end as they move away from us. We click under 9 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. First and 10 down at the 24. Wildcats threaten. Punch it in here, get a stop, and get the ball back and
could get interesting.
See what happens here tonight. And I don't know who's got the ball, Tyler. Wildcats fake me out big time. And maybe it could be that they're a mile away from us. It's a first down.
So we'll take it, whoever it was. I'm sure my this website will show me who it was, which I appreciate very much. We're waiting on it. It's still got Leo's run as the most recent play, but we'll find out soon.
By the way, Leo's run was for 17 yards. Wildcats are down to the 13-yard line, first and 10.
It was Omar on that run.
Omar Harrison's had a good night. Handoff, Partinger. Excuse me. And Partinger gets to the, come on, scoreboard operator. I'm depending on you. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
There we go.
Should be from the 9. If he gained 4, it is. Richardson under center, and I'm going to move out where I maybe get a little bit better view. Handoff to, let's see, turn around. I think it was Partinger. It was. No, Carter, Malik Carter. And it's a first down. So first and goal, Tyler, for the Wildcats from the 3-yard line. So you got to like your chances here.
Yes, got to punch it in somehow. Don't want to get too tricky with it. You got 3 plays, really 4 if you want to go 2 yards. Just got to put this ball in the end zone.
I think you're in 4-down territory.
Yes.
For sure. Richardson hands it off, and Wildcats fumble it, and BGA has it.
It's been one of those nights, Tally.
They recovered it in the Franklin Simpson end zone. Bennett, the young man I mentioned earlier, had been everywhere, has a fumble recovery. It may be a second one. I think he might have got the first fumble back in the first half, and that is a little deflating there if you're the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. So BGA has it, 1st and 10. They'll bring it out at the 20. As I said, they recovered the fumble in the end zone. So, of course, that is a touchback. Simpton Helter hands it off. C again. Yarborough on the stop for the Wildcats. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the 23 for BGA. Next week's a big week in Franklin, homecoming. Parade will be next Friday. 6:05 left, 3rd quarter. Simpton Helter hands it off. I don't think I've said his name the same way twice, but anyway.
I think the listeners understand. I've received word, Tally, that the stream is coming through nicely.
Awesome.
Yes, so if you're listening on the radio and you think, man, you know, that you can't quite figure out what's going on, just go over to the stream at network1sports.com, the number 1, not the word.
Yep.
And I think we're a lot more clear on there, which can usually be the case.
Yep. 3rd and 3. Wildcats can get a stop here. They'll get the ball back. Simpton Helter in the shotgun. Keeps it. Scrambles. Now he'll throw it, and it's incomplete.
Got a little too tricky that time.
Yeah, a little too much going on there. And it'll be 4th and 3. He was looking for Hollis. And BGA will be forced to punt it away.
Looked like that time they were going for a play action, and originally it looked like they might try bubble screen over to the quarterback's left because they had trips on that side. Then he spins around and tries to throw it over to Hollis Jr. as he's spinning. Just a bit too complicated there, but in a game like this, they can afford to work on plays like that maybe they want to keep in their back pocket moving forward. I don't know if the situation on 3rd and 3 is the time to do it, but an opportunity nonetheless.
Stutzman stands near midfield, and he will catch this one. It's returnable. He jukes, misses a couple of BGA defenders, and again, Tyler, the Wildcats going to have good field position, and it looks like around the 40-yard line of BGA. And a BGA player down. And he's going to be getting right up. 4:59 left in the 3rd quarter.
In another situation, if you're Franklin Simpson, we've said it a couple times now, just want to see a drive end with points. We're talking about all of the moral victories that Franklin Simpson was able to take away from the South Warren game, and obviously with, you know, as much success as this team has had under Doug Preston, they're not in this for moral victories, but at this point, you're facing an 0-4 start to the season. You want to take away as much as you can, and a score against this BGA defense would do a lot for the confidence of Franklin Simpson's offense.
Here's a handoff to Harrison, I think. It was Harrison, and Omar. See what Omar got. No gain, so back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it, 2nd and 10. Wildcats at the 48 of BGA. Richardson back to pass. Looking, got all kinds of time. Throws it complete. Partinger. He jukes. And he's going to take about 3 BGA defenders to push him out of bounds, but not before. It's a first down for the Wildcats.
And that moves Luke into the positive in passing yards. Actually had 2 completions, but -5 yards through the air in that first half. Just a little confidence builder for him, makes those stats look a little better. Important for him to try to get into rhythm. We saw it last year about halfway through the season when that 5th, 6th game mark hit was when he was able to start really showing what he was made of. Hopefully we see the same thing this year.
Wildcats run it this time with Carter. And I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now they'll give him a yard, 2nd and 9. To the 32. .305 left third quarter. Richardson. Hands off. Stutzman. Stutzman's got some room. Leo has a first down. And then some. Nice run, Leo Stutzman. And that's a first down, as I said, all the way down to the 12-yard line.
And now the Wildcats already with more first downs here in the second half than they had in the first. A really great start to the half. You take away that fumble. That should have been 7 points put up on the board for Franklin Simpson. This would have been an opportunity to make this a 2-score game.
Stutzman goes in motion. Handoff is to Stutzman. And we'll just have to wait for the mercy of the scoreboard operator, because I don't know where they're at. He gained positive yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. So a gain of 2 at the 10-yard line. Luke Richardson takes a snap, gives it to Harrison. He's hitting the backfield, then lunges forward. Made a little something out of nothing. C on the tackle. He gained a yard. It's 3rd and 7 from the 9. So he took what could have been a loss and got a yard out of it. But now a big 3rd down here for the Wildcats. But as we've said earlier, I think you're in 4-down territory here.
Obviously the goal is to pick up the first down, but like you said, if you can get yourself within 2 or 3 yards, you take that as well.
BGA calls a timeout. With 58 seconds left third quarter, they lead it 28-0. We're back after this on WFKN. 58 seconds left third quarter. Wildcats threatening, but they need a first down or a touchdown. 3rd and 7 from the BGA 9-yard line.
Like we mentioned before the break, you got 2 plays to do it.
Richardson hands it off. Gavin Finch. And tell me something. He's short of the end zone. So it's going to be 4th down.
He should have the first. They had 2 yards to work with in front of the end zone.
He's got the first down, so that's good news. And he's on the 1-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 1.
It's feeling a little too similar to that last drive. The last drive, they had 4 first downs. 9th play, they're just a couple yards out and fumble. This drive, you picked up 4 first downs. Here's the 9th play. Let's score a touchdown, Cats.
Richardson keeps it. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Keep it simple.
Luke Richardson keeps it from a yard out. And the Wildcats are on the board.
Two really good drives from Franklin Simpson to start the half. The first one ends with the fumble, but this time Franklin Simpson able to finish it out. When you're that close to the goal line, you've got a quarterback with as much size as Luke Richardson has, 6'2", 210. Just let him fall into the end zone, and he did exactly that.
Hollingsworth on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up. Good. With 18 seconds left, third quarter, the Wildcats are on the board. BGA 28, Franklin Simpson 7. We're back after this on WFKN.
9 plays.
Franklin Simpson on the board. Trail at 28-7.
And really, as we mentioned earlier on, really should be 28-14 if Franklin Simpson finishes that first drive they had down on the goal line. And if you're Franklin Simpson, the way they've played here in the second half, they've now run more plays than Battleground. They're right there in total yards. They've had the ball longer, but the overall difference has been the 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and an interception in there as well.
BGA will fumble it into the end zone, have to go back and get it and bring it out. So good coverage there by the Wildcats. That was a 9-play, 48-yard drive in 4 minutes and 41 seconds for the touchdown. That Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. Give them a call, 270-253-5016. They can absolutely take care of your insurance needs.
They've got him marked at the 7 according to the scoreboard.
So BGA backed up deep in their own territory. And the officials will blow their whistle. Now they'll have another conference. They go over to the BGA coach and tell him something. And now they're going to bring it up the field, Tyler. So I don't know.
That's the second or third time, I guess.
They're going to bring it to the 20. I don't know. Coach Preston over asking the referee, how did they get the ball at the 20?
Unless they ruled that nobody touched it and then the ball went into the end zone and the BGA player caught it there, because that is the rule now. If somebody catches it in the end zone, it's a touchback.
But he didn't touch it in the end zone. He was out of the end zone, so that's the equivalent of a fumble.
Yeah. Well, he touched it before and then went back and got it, I thought, but I guess their ruling is that he didn't.
But again, when you're 6 miles away from action, you may not.
We don't have the best view in the world.
Steppenhelter hands it off, and that'll be the last play, we believe, of the third quarter. It will be. We've played 3 complete from Battleground Academy. The BGA Wildcats lead our Wildcats 28-7. We're back after this on WFKN. Wildcats, Franklin Simpson, Tyler, they flat out played BGA in that third quarter. They trailed at 28-7, but talk about a team coming out of the halftime locker room. Well, not locker room, they had to stay outside, but anyway.
Like us.
With kind of on a mission. Our Wildcats did.
And a stop here, this game could get a little more interesting. It'd be different if BGA actually had to start on their own 7 like we thought they were going to have to. But 2nd and 7, the way the defense is played here in this second half, back-to-back 3 and outs, you get another one of those. Franklin Simpson could come down and score and turn this into a ball game. You take away the fumble on Franklin Simpson's first drive, it's already a ball game. But still a chance to keep this one close, and at the very least, make it interesting.
And now we've got another stoppage of play before we can get this fourth quarter started.
We've had a lot of stoppages, and
they're waiting on ESPN to get back, or what?
Well, if it's the ESPN Plus broadcast, then they might not ever be back.
Right. When people are tagging me and stuff on Facebook, wishing they could hire us.
You know it's bad.
You know it's bad. Steppenhelter back. He wants to throw it. He does.
Great play.
Great play. That was Porringer and a flag.
What?
He might have got there a tad too early.
I didn't think he touched the receiver.
Yeah, he touched him. Now, whether he's early or not, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, no, I'll say he touched him, but not in a way that I think would have affected the play.
I think it was good defensive play.
Because it was a pure play on the ball.
It's going to be pass interference instead. You're going to go from 2nd and 10 to first down.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. There was contact, but the way that I look at it, I don't think there was any contact that would have hindered the receiver from catching the ball. The only contact that would have hindered him was Tedrick making contact with the ball, which is exactly what he did. I thought it was a great play on the ball. And normally when it is a play on the ball like that, that's going to go to the defender, but not in this case.
So 1st and 10, that moves it all the way out to the 38. 28-7, 11:50 left, 4th quarter. Here's a pass over to the left side. Good defense by the Wildcats. Pass is caught. Ben Campbell in coverage. Passes to Hollis for 7 yards out to the 45. It's 2nd and 3.
After they picked up 8 first downs in that first half, BGA didn't have one in the 3rd quarter and finally pick up their first one on a questionable, to say the least, pass interference call. And this is similar to what we saw from the defense in the second half against South Warren. Pulled a complete 180 coming out of the locker room, and that's how it's been so far.
Bad snap, ball's on the ground. BGA fortunate, and I do mean fortunate, to get back on it. As C got back on it. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, say, can you see how to say my name? I don't know.
There's a couple of guys on the roster. We've probably said 4 or 5 different ways.
We've not done their names any justice.
Their games do them justice, and there's only so much we could do to help that.
3rd and 8, big down here. Wildcat defense can hold. Step and Helter, rolls right, looking, still has the ball. He's sacked! Held on to it way too long. That was, I can't see a number. Number 33, Hunter Sutton, who we didn't think would play tonight, Tyler.
There he was.
With the sack.
And this game just got a lot more intriguing.
Yes. That was a loss of a bunch all the way back to the 32, so it's 4th and 16.
And Leo is lined up close for this punt return, which he should be. The last few punts have been short.
And the punt is fumbled. Sauer picks it up and gets rid of it, takes a BGA bounce. But the Wildcats of Franklin Simpson still going to get decent field position to start this drive, still with 9:38 left in this ball game.
And it feels like as good as the score would be, it feels like you need a quick one here, because the momentum is slowly shifting towards Franklin Simpson. You break off a big play early in this drive, the crowd gets going, the life has already started to be sucked out of the BGA side. A lot of their fans left at halftime. They're like, man, this is a blowout, no point in staying around. But it feels like that momentum is starting to shift. You bust off a big play early in this drive, this is a new ball game.
Richardson hands it off. Think that's Stutzman. He's got to make it. He might go all the way. He's down the left sideline before he's pushed out of bounds. From the 49 to the 20, give him 29 yards.
And actually 31, because it was the Franklin Simpson 49.
I did not know. So give him 31 yards.
And there's that big play.
Yep. This team has not quit tonight, Tyler. And this is one of those situations where win or lose a young team against a really, really good team, you can learn a lot tonight, even in defeat. Richardson keeps it. He's got some. Oh, runs over a man. You might have heard that one.
Oh, is that Cam Newton?
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 8 for the BGA, Diab,
Didn't have to call him out.
Got decleated.
That's the loudest 5-yard run you'll ever hear.
2nd and 5 to the 15 for the Franklin Simpson Wildcats. 8:55 left in the game.
And I tell you what we're starting to see, Brian Talley. On the BGA side, we're seeing 8 guys that have had to play offense and defense all game long.
Handoff this time. Dive play up the middle to Carter. He doesn't get anything.
And still 4-down territory for sure.
Yep, and it's still 3rd and 5. Finch checks out. Stutzman back in. They'll say actually lost a yard, so it's 3rd and 6. Richardson takes the snap, keeps it, running right. And he's close. Close. No, he didn't keep it. He gave it to Leo, didn't he? And Leo is...
He's going out there to block for him.
He's about 2 yards short. So 4th and 2. And Wildcats going to go for it. 4th and 2 at the 12-yard line. Big play here.
Don't know if you're close enough for the quarterback keeper. Mike could try it if you can get enough of a surge.
Richardson going to be in the gun.
They're going to kick it.
They're going to kick it, aren't they?
And now a timeout.
Now a timeout by the Wildcats. So they're either going to kick it, they're going to rethink it. Interesting call here, Tyler.
And this is one of those situations where it might just be, yeah, we could cut this game down to 2 scores, but looking forward, Cole Hollingsworth, as good as he is yet to attempt a field goal this year. And if you're going to give him an opportunity to do it, this is really the first chance he's had and the first situation the Wildcats have put in where you might kick a field goal, or you run that out there with the intention of calling the timeout, then you come out here and go for it.
They are going to kick it. So it's at the 12. It'll be spotted at the 19. So it'll be a 29-yard field goal.
Interesting. But I understand it.
Could see a little trickeration here, I suppose.
That is certainly on the table.
Richardson from 29. Snap, set, kick. Good. 29-yard field goal. Cole Hollingsworth makes it 28-10. We're back after this on WFKN. That was a 5-play, 51-yard drive in 2 minutes and 21 seconds. That Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. 270-253-5016. Hollingsworth kicks it away. And the ball is fumbled on the kickoff. Now they pick it up. And wow.
We know for sure that one was dropped.
That was Hollis.
They're trying to make it interesting, Brian Talley.
And if Wildcats find a way to get on that one,
then you look back on the field goal and say,
28-10, 7-10 left. You've still got time, but you just about need a 3 and out here. You can't give up a first down or 2. You got to get the ball back, and then you got to score relatively quickly after that, because you're down by 18.
If you take away that pass interference, though, from the last drive, the defense has been locked down. 2 3 and outs before that. They haven't picked up a first down through the air on the ground.
And Steppenhelter hands it off. Tackle is made for the Wildcats. KJ Hardesty, the freshman, Tyler, getting a start tonight. And it was a gain of nothing. So 2nd and 10. 6:45 left. BGA content to run some clock. downhill pass. Looks left. Caught. And I think he'll be short of the first down. Close.
Officials waving for the clock to keep going.
Campbell on the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Catch was made by number 18, Daniel Mora, a sophomore receiver. First time we've called his name tonight. We tick under 6 minutes. 3rd and 3. Big down here for the Wildcats. And the Wildcats jump off sides. So that'll be a first down, and that one hurts.
Mm-hmm. So that moves it up to the 32, 1st and 10. 5:40 left in the game. That's the second time this half, Franklin Simpson. Second time this quarter they've given BGA a first down on a penalty. As good as the defense has been, you got to get rid of those mistakes, especially those before the snap. And we saw that a lot last year. Steppenhelter back to pass. He wants it all. He's got a man. It's caught. He might go all the way. He will for a BGA touchdown. That was Hollis, I believe, Tyler. Yep. And that might be the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. And it comes right after a penalty. Obviously, I don't know if they were going to go with the same play called there on the 3rd and 3. Probably not to throw it that far down the field. But you don't have that offsides penalty, and you're able to pick up a stop. Instead of a throw downfield, it's a punt downfield, and you're getting the ball back. Hollis Jr. has his second touchdown of the night. Extra point is good. And it's 35-10 BGA. We're back after this on WFKN.
Come back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wildcats have the kickoff. Stutzman has a good return. Wildcats have fairly decent field position. That was a 3-play, 80-yard drive in just a minute and 53 seconds, capped off by a 68-yard touchdown pass to Garnett Hollis Jr. He has touchdown catches tonight of 20 yards and 68 yards. Steppenhelter now 15 of 24 for 258. And Hollis up to 95 yards in those two scores. Richardson 3 of 6 on the night. Wildcats have it with 5:05 left in the game. Handoff. I think that's Partinger. Nope, Harrison. Omar goes for 7 yards. 2nd and 3. Gives him 65 yards on the night. Leo with 84 on the ground. Malik 41. So some good individual performances for Franklin Simpson in this one. Nearly at 250 yards on the ground. But just too much offensive firepower on the other side for BGA, and they were able to capitalize on mistakes Franklin Simpson made. Handoff this time was to Carter. Malik has a first down. And now after just 4 first downs in the first half, Franklin Simpson's got 10. Wow. Here in the second half. We talked about coming out of the break. You want something positive to take out of this game, and you've absolutely, I feel like, gotten that here in these second 24 minutes. You outscored them 10-7 so far here in the half. With their starters still in, I might add. Here's a run out to the left side. by Finch. He loses a yard. 2nd and 11. So the Wildcats will get ready for homecoming next Friday as the Russellville Panthers come to town. Be nice to be back at home next week. A run by, is that Rogers? No, Richardson kept that one. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats, so a gain of 6 for Luke out to the 49.
I think overall this is going to be a game that, like the South Warren game, we look back on and see a lot of positives. One thing that I've noticed for Franklin Simpson, yes, there were the 2 penalties that gave BGA first downs on defense, but it's been pretty clean on offense.
Yeah.
Really, I don't remember any mistakes being made by penalty from this Franklin Simpson offense. Maybe a couple that the referees didn't let us know about so far, but
Richardson
pretty clean overall.
Pass, it's caught. And then some. Stutzman down the right sideline from 49 yards out. Touchdown Wildcats. And a late flag comes in. The score will count. Leo Stutzman from 49 yards out on a screenplay, tiptoes through the tulips down the right sideline and scores.
Now, there's another positive you can take away. We've seen it on a couple of plays now. Leo Stutzman is still the man. And I was kind of wondering in the first half why he didn't have so many touches, and it was dawning on me, like, you don't want to let this guy touch it too much because he's your offense moving forward, and he's the one that you know is going to electrify. He is that Trey Bass-type presence moving forward for the rest of the season here in the second half. I guess they were like, well, might as well let him have it and keep him as hot as he's been, and he's made the most of his touches here in this second half.
I missed who the flag was on. I was writing the touchdown down in my tablet. But at any rate, Hollingsworth out for the extra point.
It was on a BGA.
It was on BGA, okay.
Yes.
So the first touchdown pass of the year, I do believe, for the Wildcats. Goes for 49 yards. Hollingsworth for his, and they'll fake it. Richardson, end zone, incomplete. Looking for Carter. Good defensive play by number 52, Max Sale for BGA. And the score remains 35-16. We'll be back after this. 2:12 left on WFKN. 5-play, 69-yard drive in 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Capped off by a 49-yard touchdown pass from Luke Richardson to Leo Stutzman. That Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. 270-253-5016. BGA, interestingly enough, calls a timeout coming out of a dead ball timeout after the touchdown. So we'll keep it here with 2:12 left. Wildcats have outscored BGA now in the second half, Tyler, 16-7.
I mean, they brought BGA now for the ball game. They're within 7 yards of total offense. They've run more plays. Time possession is less, but that's because BGA has tried to hold the ball a bit more here in the second half. But the difference maker, and I touched on it earlier, the 3 turnovers from Franklin Simpson, especially where that fumble came down on the goal line. You punch that one in, you're probably going for it on 4th down instead of kicking that field goal. So you take that away and say that everything goes as it has, which of course none of that is guaranteed, but you're looking at a 7-point ball game. And I think that's something that Doug Preston, as hard as it is to take away positives with what will most likely be an 0-4 start to the season, he can tell his guys, look, this is a top 20 team in the state of Tennessee, and we had an opportunity to be within 7. If you take away the 2 turnovers in the first half, you could have cut it down more than that. So obviously a lot of good things to take away from this game. And Franklin Simpson, you said it earlier, they have outplayed this BGA team in the second half, and there's a lot to be said for that.
Onside kick. BGA recovers it. With 8:15 left, fourth quarter, Logan County leads Russellville 48-21. Glasgow leads Allen County Scottsville 35-7. Going to the fourth quarter. South Warren beats Warren Central 53-14.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll take that. Talk about a gauntlet, playing Bowling Green and South Warren back-to-back.
Greenwood and Warren East locked up in a good one, 22-7 in the fourth quarter. 22-13 now. I think I just saw a score update.
That'd be a statement win for Warren East.
Handoff. C. Over right end. And a Wildcat stays down at the end of that play, and that's not what you want to see. It looks like it's just a cramp, and that's good sportsmanship. A couple of BGA players helping him out there.
That is.
Down to 2 minutes left in the game.
It was actually the quarterback coming over to, man, that is fantastic. As talented as Simpton-Felter is, there he is helping a guy out with a cramp.
Yep.
That's what you like to see. Of course, with what he's done to us through the air tonight, I guess he kind of owes us a solid to make up for it.
For sure.
258 yards for him passing. He's the real deal, and this BGA team is the real deal for sure. But Franklin Simpson here in the second half, they've hung with him.
WKU Lady Topper Volleyball beats Ohio State 3-0 tonight.
Swept Bowling Green State earlier. That's their second win over a Power 5 team this season. Hung with Louisville earlier in the year. And I tell you what, that is a team led by a coach in Travis Hudson. We all know how good he is, but he seems more excited than he's ever been before. And he's in his 25th year looking for 20 straight seasons with 20 wins. Unheard of stuff. And I genuinely think he's more energized than maybe he was 20 years ago when he got that first 21 season. I really think that team's special.
Minute 40 left here in this one. Steppenhelter hands it off to C. And you think, well, yeah, the Wildcats have outscored BGA here 16-7 in the second half, and maybe that's because they took their starters out. But listen, that's not why.
Nope.
They've still got those starters in, and I think, Coach Preston, obviously, as you said, in a program like Franklin Simpson, there are no moral victories.
No.
But this game could have went really sideways there at half, and he didn't allow his young men to let that happen, and that speaks a lot for the coaching staff for this Wildcat team. Handoff to C again. He's hit at about the line of scrimmage by a host of Franklin Simpson Wildcats, and Franklin Simpson will call a quick timeout as it'll be fourth down with 41 seconds left, and might as well get that timeout in and work on, late game situations here. You never know when they might come in handy.
And it gives us a chance to recognize a defense that now has forced 3 3-and-outs in the second half. Very similar to the South Warren game. Really struggled in the first half. Went into the locker room at halftime, made the proper adjustments. And like you said, it's not like they came out here with the backups and it was completely different. The starters are still in the game for BGA. And we touched on this. It's tough on them to have to do that because they got 8 guys playing on both sides of the ball as starters. But a really, really good second half from Franklin Simpson. And this is a game like the South Warren game, as good as that South Warren team is, as good as BGA is. You take away a couple of mistakes, and Franklin Simpson could have been right there in this game. We could be looking at a nail-biter coming into the last seconds. And this is the Franklin Simpson team that last year maybe those plays go their way, but with everything that was lost, all the transition taking place this season, those plays just haven't gone the Wildcats' way so far. And through 4 games, that can be tough. It can be tough to bounce back from that. But moving forward this season, I feel like this is a Wildcats team that can put themselves in a position to where they don't have to worry about those shift plays. They can make them for themselves.
BGA decides they're going to go for it on 4th and 4, and they draw the Wildcats off sides. So that'll be a first down, and that will do it.
And it is final. Greenwood 22, Warren East 13.
Okay.
For BGA, first down.
BGA will need to run one play, and that should do it. They'll go into the victory formation. Quarterback will kneel it, and that'll do it. .30 seconds, but the game clock is a few seconds behind, so they won't have to snap it, and that'll be our final here tonight from BGA. The Battleground Academy Wildcats 35, a very game Franklin Simpson Wildcats 16. We're back to wrap it up after this on WFKN.